This morning, and here's how it all began. Two couples, four people, went out for the evening last night, and they returned home at about 4 a.m. this morning. When I say return home, one person of the four lives at this residence whose address we're not permitted to hand out because they are a victim of a crime. So the two males and two females arrive at this particular residence, and after some period of time, an argument occurs between a girlfriend and a boyfriend. And it becomes a very heated argument. The boyfriend says, "I'm leaving," so he and the other male get in the car and leave. The girlfriend says, "I'm staying here," and the house she's staying at is not her house, but is the house of the victim. So the two ladies are at the victim's house. The two guys have now departed. They've left. The boyfriend who's driving gets to the end of the road and he says, "I'm going back and get her. She's going with me." So he turns around and he comes back to the house. Now the friend that's with him, who's not been drinking, says, "Hey, let's just leave. Let's just go." So he says, "No, she's going with me." So he arrives at the residence and he begins kicking and banging on the front door, demanding that his girlfriend come outside. No one answers the door. He immediately runs back to his vehicle and gets a tire iron. The friend is telling him again, "Let's just leave."
Never fight a tire iron to a gunfight.
He doesn't. He takes the tire iron, he runs up to the house to a window. It appears to be a bedroom window, and he screams and hollers, "If you don't let me in, I'm knocking the windows out and coming in." There's no response. He takes the tire iron, he begins to break into the home. He tears through the screen, he breaks the glass with a tire iron, and the homeowner shoots, and there's where he dies.
Good. You don't have to
At
wait
the
for him
scene,
to come
you
in.
can see the tire iron at his feet. He's deceased from his gunshot wound.
Another one bites the dust.
All of the information we give you this morning is preliminary information, and certainly it's subject to change as the investigation continues throughout the day. However, at this early stage of the investigation, it appears that the shooter was perfectly legal.
Yep.
The shooter was perfectly legal to defend her home from a burglar. This is another incident where you just should have left. But when you came back to the house, it's not your home, and you tried to break in to get a girlfriend who didn't want to go with you, and you're shot and killed while breaking into the house with a tire iron, that's a bad choice.
Yep.
And it's the last bad choice he'll make. So once again, the information we give you is totally preliminary. Anytime we're talking to you within 2 or 3 hours of the investigation, we're giving you the best information we know now. That's preliminarily the information that's been given to us by the witnesses at the scene.